Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss this entrance question of JNU for MPhil and PhD in economics. So the question paper consists of three parts: part A, part B, and part C. So I will discuss each section one by one. So first, let's move on to discuss the part 1, which is section A. In section A, there are actually 30 questions, and each question carrying 1 mark each. And in the next section, we'll discuss subsequently. First question is statistics. Only I will discuss some of the important questions because time is a constraint, because there are few questions which is descriptive in nature, and whenever you are writing answer of those questions, usually it will take some time. So only I will discuss here the important questions, and the candidates should remember for qualifying for the interview, the candidate have to score more than 40%. If the candidate will score more than of that, then he or she will be selected for the interview. The question is like that: a statistic theta hat is an unbiased estimator of the parameter theta if and only if the expected value of theta hat is theta. It is the blue properties of the classical regression model based on an unbiased estimator. Okay. Next question is there is a number sequence number is given here, and we have to find out the missing number. And here 1, 8, 27, 125, 216, and here only we have to find out the cube root of first 5 number, which is for 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, and 3 cube is 27, and 4 cube is 64, and 5 cube is 125, and so on. So answer will be D here. Then next question is the suitability of the fixed effects and the random effect panel data model is determined by the Hussman specification test. There is also Bruce-Bagan test also can be answered, but the more appropriate answer would be Hussman specification test. Next is capital controls are most often aimed at slowing or eliminating movements of foreign portfolio investment, and under a system of perfectly flexible exchange rate, a country's BOP deficit would lead to deflation of the country's reserve of foreign currency, and a country's GDP 60 and its exports is 5, its import is 6, and its net income from abroad is 2. Here we have to calculate the GNP. Candidates should remember GDP includes all the domestic activities. That means it will not include here whatever the income we are deriving or we are getting from abroad. That is, it will be excluded from that. But whenever we are calculating GNP, we should include the net income from abroad. That means GDP 60, and when you will add the net income from abroad for calculating GNP, the answer will be 60 plus 2. So answer will be 62, which is option D. And question number 9 is very simple. Demonetization on demonetization. Actually, the demonetization announced by the government of India in November 2016 cancelled the legal tender status of which of the following? It is known to all the banknotes of denominations of 500 and 1000 issued by the RBI up to 8 November 2016. Next is in the Indian economy, the sector which account for the highest share in GDP and employment respectively are service sector. It contribute more than any other sector to GDP, and agriculture provides highest number of people in the country, provides some opportunity to the people to engage in some activities, agriculture. Next is Indian Constitution has the power to levy corporation tax on the central. Before solving this question, actually, the candidates should have to understand what is the meaning of corporation tax. Actually, it is a tax imposed on the net income of the company or companies, both private and public, which are registered in India under the Companies Act 1956, and they are liable to pay the corporate tax. And for the assessment year 2014, the domestic companies are taxed at the rate of 30%, and there is also a provision of paying surcharges to the government those companies, those who are earning net income more than 1 to 10 crore, then they have to pay 5% surcharge, and those companies revenues are more than 10 crore, they have to pay 10% extra surcharge to the government. And there is also a provision of imposition of educational cess by the central government on those corporates, and educational cess of 3% is levied on the sum of the income, and surcharge irrespective of the level of net income. Next question is, which the following combination includes only indirect tax? Here corporation tax is direct tax, corporation tax is direct tax, and custom duty, sales tax, excise duty, all are indirect tax. Then official estimates of poverty in India are measured on consumption expenditure. Then the Make in India initiative for the government of India refers to the manufacturing. And according to the official Tendulkar poverty line in India, the population that was income poor in 2011-12 was 22%, and India's saving rate as proportion of GDP in 2014-15 up to 30%. The Finance Commission in India determines distribution of tax revenue between the central and states. According to Article 280, it actually defines the how much shares should be given to the states. So that will be decided by the your Finance Commission, and there are certain criteria to distribute to allocate the funds to different states. Next is what is the arithmetic mean of the 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It's very simple. Summation x by n. Just by using the formula, then we can get the answer. Then what is the median of the 5 numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? For calculating median, first we have to arrange either in ascending order or in the descending order. Then we will use the formula, that is n plus 1 by 2, because we are having here the 5 number of observation. So answer will be 3. That means third item would be 3 here. And what is the mode of 6 numbers? So this is the number which occurs for the highest number of time. Here 5 has occurred 2 times, so answer will be 5 here. The provided distribution of random variable x is as follows, and the expected value of x has been asked here. So how will you get the expected value of x? Just you have to multiply the value of x in probability value. You will get the result. That means your answer will be 0 into 0.5 plus 1 into 0.5. So will be equal to 0.50. Then the probability distribution of a random variable x is as follows, and the variance of x has been asked here. And for calculating the variance of x, there is a formula, summation x square px minus summation x px whole square. So by that means summation x square px here will be 0.5, and summation x px whole square would be 0.25. So its answer would be 0.25. And if x is equal to 3, then what is x minus 5 equal to? It is 6, 7 class. You might have read in class 6 or 7. So x minus 5, just putting the values in place of x. So 3 minus 5 is equal to minus 2, and though there is a modulus, so we have to cancel the sign, and the answer would be so 3 minus 5 2. So 2 is not here, so answer would be none of the above. Next is, if you differentiate 6x plus log x with respect to x, while log x denotes the natural logarithm of x, the answer would be 6. The derivative of 6x is equal to 6 plus derivative log x is equal to 1 by x. 6 plus 1, the answer will be 6 plus 1 by x. If you differentiate 1 by x with respect to x, the answer would be just reciprocate it. X 1 by x square is equal to x minus 2, and just by using the normal rule of derivative, we can get the answer. Next is 2, 1, 3x square dx is a definite integral kind of problem. So by putting the formula, we have to find out the integration of 3x square. So it would be 3x cube by 3 will be cancelled out, and x cube just 2q minus 1, so 2q is equal to 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. Then limit x tends to infinity, 1 plus x plus 5 is equal to 5 is equal to the question has been asked here. So just we have to remember that when in the solving limit, so when x tends to infinity, that means x values approaching towards infinity. So here in this case, x value will be 0. By putting there in place of x, we will get the result 1 by x, but matlab 0. 1 by 0 is equal to 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. Next, the maxima minima problem. Just you have to remember the rules: minima rule and maxima rule. For minimizing a function, there is a rule: partial derivative has to be equal to 0. for solving this problem, actually the function has a maxima, so we have to use actually conditions here. So first derivative equal to 0 and second derivative has to be greater than 0. So by using this condition, we can get the answer x is equal to 0. Next is 30 number is very easy, and that is can be solved. And 32 also similarly is very simple, and by using the common algebraic method we can solve that. And here is another question: if there is not enough demand for loans in market related to the availability of loan and funds at any given interest rate, the value of the multiplier would be equal to the reciprocal of the reserve ratio. So here the money multiplier, first of all we have to understand what is the meaning of money multiplier. So actually it is the rate at which high for money or your reserve money gets multiplied to make the supply of total ordinary or broad money. So reserve money is consist of two types. One is the CRR at RBI, then the SLR at commercial bank. So money multiplier is equal to 1 by R minus reserve ratio. This is the formula you have to remember. R stands for your reserve ratio. So reserve ratio, it is the portion of deposits that banks must have on hand as cash. So this is a requirement determined by the country's central bank, and the reserve ratio affects the money supply in an economy at any given time. And next is simple question also. Next is the 36, question number 36. Question number 36 is consider commercial banking sector, and the initial total primary deposit is 200, and every bank has to maintain 10% of its deposit as reserve. That means if we take the case of commercial bank, then your 10% is SLR. So transactions are made through checks only. So the total volume of credit created out of the primary deposit is like this question. And just you have to remember a rule actually how to find out the creation of total deposit or change in total deposit. There is a formula is equal to initial change rate divided by CRR. So initial change rate is how much? 200 divided by your CRR is 10%, that means 0.10. So 200 by 0.10 is equal to 2000. Next is when capital flows into a small open economy, the money supply depends on actually a choice of holding money or bonds. And next is A and B are two events. It is known that probability of A, the probability of event A is 1 by 3, and probability of B is 1 by 2, and probability of A intersection B is 1 by 5. It is a kind of problem which is related to your mutual exclusive and mutual non-exclusive events kind of problem. So to get an idea, more idea elaborately about this chapter, you may refer to your fundamentals of statistics, S.C. Gupta, and other mathematical problem. You may follow any kind of mathematics book. This is the problem. These are the problems, are very simple problem. And for economic student, they may go for mathematical economics, Edward Dowling, or any kind of mathematical book, plus 2 plus 3 level. They will get the answer actually. Plus 2 level would be better, simple answer. They will simple method they will get. Here the solution will be actually candidates should remember a rule actually. There is a formula. If you put the formula, then you will get the answer. The formula is probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5. By solving this identity, you will get the answer 19 by 30. And some of the descriptive question is here, and we'll discuss in the subsequent section. Thank you for listening.